Hi guys, today we will be going through the steps how to install SQL Server on Mac with M1 chip. In order to install, we have to do the following steps. We will need Docker. In order to get Docker, we need to go to the following link, and then we need to also create SQL Server image and also create a Docker container for our image. Step number 3, we need to have Azure Data Studio, and the last step is we need to do the configuration part. Guys, I will make sure I will attach all of the steps on the comment section of this video, so for you it would be easy to download, install in case if you need SQL Server on your Mac with M1 chip. Let's start. Step number 1. If you click on this link, it will take you here. The only suggestion that I would give you guys is don't go with the latest version because it looks like it has a lot of bugs. Scroll down and you will have the older versions. In my case, currently I downloaded version 24. Now, if I go to my downloads, I already have Docker installed here. Double click on it and you will get a pop-up like this. Guys, make sure whenever you download any applications for Mac, always move it to the applications and then run it from the applications. Now let's give it a couple seconds to be available on my applications. Once it is available on the applications, double click on the applications and you will see Docker here. Double click on the Docker and you should get a pop-up. You'll get a pop-up like this. So click on open. Some of you might face an issue where even when you click on the open, you get a message something like, it will say, Mac cannot open up unauthorized applications. In order not to have that issue, go to the system preferences and click on the security and privacy and make sure here allow apps downloaded from not only Apple Store but also it should be App Store and identified developers. If it's like this and when you click open, you should open it without any issues. Now our Docker engine is starting. Usually it takes a couple seconds to start. Now it is up and running. But as you see here right now, we don't have any container installed in our Docker and we don't have any image. In order to do that, that's where we have to do this part. Copy this command, which again I will provide on the command section of my video. Go to your terminal, paste that command here, and click enter. The moment you click enter, it will, for the whole installation part, it will take around 20 seconds to be completed. Now let's give it a couple seconds. It should be done within 7-8 seconds. Okay, great. Now it is complete. Now, the moment you run this command and this whole it is all complete. Now go back to your Docker, and if you see your Docker, now you have a container here. Before we didn't have any container, but now we have a container here. One thing that you should guys remember is always pay attention on the status column. If it says not running or exited, make sure you click on this one and start it. So this button allows you to start and stop it. And also, if I click on the image, you will see that the image is also here and it is in use. Again, if it says not running or exited, make sure you click on this guy, it will start it. Since now we did 2 steps, step number 1 and step number 2, step number 3, we need to download and install Azure Data Studio. For that, Click on this link and it will take you here. Depends on what type of computer you have, Windows operational system you have, Windows Intel chip or Apple Silicon. Since you are installing on the Mac with M1 chip, make sure you click on the Apple Silicon. The moment you click on this, the download will start. In my case, I already have download here. So let me remove this one. This is the package that I just downloaded. Double click on this and you'll get a pop-up. So this is again our Azure Data Studio. Double click on this and you get the same pop-up as we did receive for Docker. Click on open and this is our Docker. This is our Azure Data Studio. Now what this will allow, what it will ask you to do is, now you need to create a new connection. So far it is not running. We need to do a new connection. So for that, this is the moment you launch your Azure Data Studio. This is what you will be seeing. So now we have to create a new connection. One way of creating a new connection would be clicking on this button, or you can click on this guy and you get something like this. Now again, either you can click on this one, on this guy, or you can click on this one and you get a pop-up like this. Now you have to provide the following information in order for your Azure Data Studio to be connected. You have to provide a server name and you have to provide a username and a password. In my case, I already have it configured. Now, this is all you guys should do is your server should be localhost, all lowercase. Authentication type is SQL login. Username, it should be SA lowercase. Password, guys, the password that you will put here, it is the same password as you put on this command. So if you pay attention on this command, it has this section where it says password equals to this. You can customize this password and put any other thing that you wish to, but the moment you put any other password and you click run, that would be your password. In my case, this is the password. I didn't change it. And I already copied. And the moment you do it, put the password and please remember to remember the password, because a lot of time people forget the password. The moment you put the password and you check the box, the last thing that you should do is trust server certificate. By default, it is false. Make sure you change it to true and click connect. The moment you click connect, now you will see that SQL Server is now connected. My Data Azure Studio is connected. Now, if you pay attention here, guys, so far we don't have a database. We have a default database that whenever you install SQL Server, you have this default databases, but we need to have a database where we could write our codes. For that, I already have existing database, the code which I will run, and it will create a database for us. But in one of our future videos, I will show you how to create a database, and I will show you how to create tables inside the database. But for now, let's go to my documents, open it, and I have this code here. If I double click on it, it shows me all of these codes. Basically, the moment I execute this code, it will create a new database for me. As you see, where the name is Northwind, it will create a database for me with this name. And here we have all these conditions and all the constraints and creating the table and what values the table can take. Again, I will walk you through how to do these things in the future, but for now, let's run it so we could have a database to write our codes. As you see here, the code is getting executed, and now it is complete. The moment the execution completed, you see here Northwind displayed, and also if I right-click on my databases and click refresh, you will see Northwind here as well. Now, if you want to write any code, all we need to do is right-click, new query. Now let's test it out. Select star from, let's say, customers. If I run, it will show me the content of customers table. This is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any additional questions, please post it on the comment section of this video.